Nurgle was not born from hatred. He was born from exhaustion. From the moment mortals realized that not every enemy could be fought, not every wound could be healed, and not every loss could be prevented. Long before humanity understood disease, before medicine could name infection or cure, plagues swept across ancient worlds. Cities did not fall in fire or conquest. They dimmed. Streets emptied. Voices faded. Life slowed into waiting. Families gathered around sick beds, not with weapons, but with hands that could do nothing. There were no enemies to strike, no strategies to plan, no victories to claim. Only time, and the slow realization that time was not on their side. People did not scream at the sky. They whispered. They prayed not for triumph, but for mercy, not for survival, but for relief, for the pain to dull, for the fear to soften, for the endless uncertainty to finally become bearable. Each of those quiet prayers echoed into the warp, not as rage, not as ambition, but as surrender. From that surrender, Nurgle took shape. He was formed from the belief that resistance only prolonged suffering, from the understanding that decay was not an intruder, but a natural conclusion. Where Khorne was born from the will to fight, Nurgle was born from the moment someone lowered their hands and said, "I cannot keep doing this." He is not the god of death. He is the god of waiting for it, of watching strength fade, of feeling hope grow heavy, of learning to live beside inevitability. As generations passed, mortals adapted. They learned rituals of burial. They learned to rebuild. They learned to expect loss. Decay became familiar, and familiarity dulled fear. And that acceptance. Nurgle learned something profound, that when terror fades, suffering becomes manageable, that when struggle ends, pain loses its edge. And so Nurgle smiled, because in every soul that stopped fighting decay, he found a child ready to be held. Unlike the other dark gods, Nurgle does not despise his followers. He loves them, not with kindness, not with gentleness, but with certainty. He calls them his children because they have stopped running, because they no longer deny what they are becoming, because they have accepted decay as part of themselves. Where other gods demand sacrifice, Nurgle offers shelter. Where others demand ambition, he offers rest. In Nurgle's domain, disease is not punishment. It is reassurance. Pain dulls into numbness. Fear dissolves into routine. The sharp edge of suffering becomes smooth through repetition. This is why Nurgle's servants smile. They are not insane. They are relieved. They no longer dread their bodies. They no longer fear the future. They no longer hope for a cure that will never come. Mortarion, the Death Lord, is the perfect reflection of this truth. Raised on a world of poison and oppression, he learned early that survival was not about victory, but endurance. Strength did not mean overcoming suffering. It meant learning how to carry it. When Mortarion turned to Nurgle, it was not in desperation. It was in recognition. Nurgle offered certainty where hope had failed. Plague Marines march without urgency, without fear. Their bodies rot, swell, and fracture, but their minds remain calm. They do not seek a better future. They have abandoned that burden. Even Nurgle's demons reflect this philosophy. The great unclean ones are not creatures of wrath. They are caretakers, laughing, patient, endlessly nurturing. Decay, like gardeners tending soil, they know will always produce something new. Nurgle does not promise salvation, that he does not claim to end suffering. He offers something far more dangerous. Acceptance. He teaches his children that pain does not need to be feared, that decay does not need to be resisted, that surrender can feel like peace, and once fear is gone, once resistance ends, Once hope stops hurting, Nurgle closes the distance, and what remains no longer struggles. In the 41st millennium, Nurgle thrives not through conquest, but through inevitability. The Imperium of Man is ancient, vast, and exhausted. It is an empire held together by habit, ritual, and delay. Worlds are lost, not in dramatic explosions, but in silence. Supply lines fail. Messages arrive centuries late. Wars continue long after their purpose is forgotten. Hope is rationed more strictly than ammunition in such a galaxy. Despair is not rare. It is structural. Hive cities rot beneath pollution and disease. Medicae wards overflow. Entire populations accept illness as a permanent condition. This is not defeat, it is normalization. And where despair becomes routine, Nurgle flourishes. A regiment abandoned by command stops believing in rescue. That a governor realizes reinforcements will never come. That a planet learns that no one is listening. These are not moments of collapse. They are moments of realization. Nurgle does not arrive with banners or invasion fleets. He seeps in quietly, through resignation, through fatigue, through the understanding that nothing will change. The Imperium hates Nurgle because he represents surrender, but it manufactures surrender daily. Endless war, endless bureaucracy, endless waiting. Nurgle does not require temples. He does not demand sacrifice. He does not ask for faith. That he requires only time, because eventually everyone grows tired. Everyone reaches a moment where resisting hurts more than yielding. Everyone wants the pain to stop. And when that moment arrives, when hope finally collapses under its own weight, Nurgle is there, not as a monster, not as a tyrant, but as an answered in a galaxy that never heals, where wounds are inherited and suffering is passed down like tradition. The God of Decay does not need to conquer. He does not need to hurry, because time, like rot, always works in his favor.